Welcome to a new week in the life of a nomad in the poker world. It is Tuesday already. I've been struggling a little bit with the whole stomach bug thing. Not that I was still having direct issues, but my stomach is just not okay. And with that, my energy isn't okay, so I didn't do a lot. But yeah, this is a new week. I'm on my way to the co-working space right now. I recorded a bunch of podcasts under my duvet this morning, so these all need to get edited, and I hope I make it to the gym. I brought the bag, but let's see how the day goes. I forgot to mention I'm still in Bansko in Bulgaria, a beautiful mountain town in the south of the country, just an hour north of Greece. And there's no poker here. I'm not here for poker. This is actually my base. I'm a nomad, so I don't have a proper home, but this is my base. It's where I'm registered. My business registers. This is where I pay my taxes and all that stuff. And I like to come here whenever I can, because you can live quite cheaply. I have a nice community of people here that are just like me, and it's just a nice place. It's good to get grounded, basically. So this wasn't really co-working, because it was just me. Had this whole place to myself, pretty cool. Now, even cooler, just one floor up is my favorite gym, and I'm actually going to the gym. I don't know how long it's been, but it's time. All right, Wednesday. This is still a lot of snow coming from the mountains. I'm gonna go and get some nice lunch now. If I'm happy and lucky, I get the grilled chicken, the rotisserie chicken. But this is just one of my favorite spots here in Bansko. All right, it's Friday, 2nd of May. I'm off to the co-working space to get some stuff done. Mainly, it's going to be editing vlogs and yeah, that's mainly it, basically. Publishing the shorts for Instagram and all that. And I have made a really important decision the other night. I was lying awake at like 2 in the morning because something was going back and forth in my head. And that was if I should go to the US this year for Vegas, because I go to Vegas normally every summer, because that's where the World Series of Poker is, and that's basically the biggest conference in my industry, and it's always important just to show my face and shake some hands and meet some people. Also, I love Vegas, and also I had really good offers to stay there for a longer period of time. So the goal was to stay there for 10 weeks and play poker, meet people, and all that stuff. But then I was every time I thought about it, I had negative feelings, right? Because of the situation in the US and immigration issues, and then just the general vibe coming from the country right now. It's really just not where I want to be, right? So, and it's 10 weeks. It's not just like a weekend or a week in Vegas. It's 10 weeks, right? So I was going back and forth, and like 3-4 days ago, I was actually thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go to Vegas. I actually okay, let's rethink this. And I came to the conclusion, yes, I'm gonna go to Vegas. And then suddenly 2 nights ago, I was like, damn it. So I rethought the whole thing again, and I came to the different conclusion, saying nope, I'm not gonna do it. So it's tough because, again, since 2008, basically, I've been almost every year I've been there. So the last one that I skipped, obviously, was 2020. And before that, I think it was 2013 or something. So basically, almost every year I've been there. And it's a tough decision, but it's now that I made the decision and I canceled all my bookings, I'm hoping I get a substantial amount back from my insurance. I don't know yet. And I booked Vietnam instead. I feel much better. So it's my inner calmness just, it just came back, right? It's so I noticed, okay, it was something that just rubbed me the wrong way the whole time going to Vegas. So it was a very important decision. And I could get 30 things off my to-do list that was Vegas related. So now I can just be a lot calmer for the next couple of weeks of not spending as much money as I would have in Vegas, and spend less money and really focus on finding new jobs and like really figuring my life out. And I'd love to do that in Vietnam, in Da Nang. That's where I'm gonna go for 45 days for the whole length of my visa. And then, yeah, and then afterwards I'll probably stay in Southeast Asia for a while. All right, I'm gonna go to the co-working space now.
That's pretty fancy, Gary. That's
So it's Saturday and it's a bit of adventure time. As you can see, this is co-working Bansko. This is basically what brought me to Bansko and just made me have it like being my home and my base. Unfortunately, it was sold at some point. So the founder of this was Matthias, and he sold it to another company, and since then it has changed. Doesn't feel like home anymore, unfortunately. So, but the thing is, Matthias created a new project somewhere like 40 minutes or something away from here, and I'm gonna check that out today. So there's a tour going over there with a big presentation and everything, and I want to see it. I don't really want to buy an apartment there, but I want to see what he built, because it's an old communist hotel that he like refurbished and made it a nomad utopia. So adventure time for this Saturday.
I will tell you a little bit what we plan in different areas, but I think this is easiest to start. So here we found many old pieces of artworks in the room. We reframed them, construction period and opening building. We also started to put some glass separators in the apartment.
So every apartment is assigned
Yes.
one section.
And also every apartment gets assigned a dry storage. So we have like a metal basket, where you get basically assigned dry storage and cold storage. But the kitchens are shared. So if you want to cook something big, maybe you use the oven. If you just make some pasta, you use the hob. For the ceiling, to basically have the whole ceiling with acoustic panels to control noise. So here under the roof, we have more So here, this is a big ballroom. If somebody wants to try out the stage, again, the concept is it should be pretty more like your living room. It's not everything is service that you need to pay for everything. Pipes and electricity for the apartments. We have like vertical risers where all the installation, there's even some bathrooms already done on the 6th floor. So
All right, friends, this is the end of this week, and it actually is also the end of these Follow My Week vlogs, at least for now. I told you I made a decision about Vegas the other night. I also made the second decision that I'm going to discontinue this just for now. The reason is mainly that it just doesn't get the traction that I had hoped. So I was producing all these vlogs, hoping that people would like them and like share them and all that kind of stuff. But that's not really happening, you know. So it's not, obviously, I'm not just doing it for the exposure, I'm doing it for myself as well to document stuff, but it's just a lot of work and I'm paying somebody to help me edit. So it's money, it's time, it's a lot of like thinking about it the whole time, and I just have to put a pause on it. It's not forever. You know, I've done like the Follow My Week stuff before on YouTube in like, you know, this format. So it existed before. Now this was the other format. I published these on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube. And now I'm just gonna not continue it in this kind of frame. But I'm always gonna produce content. So there's always gonna be some videos about interesting stuff that I experience, learnings from all the places I go to, or like business kind of stuff, and obviously any kind of other impressions that I have while traveling the world and so on. So this kind of stuff is going to be on TikTok and on Instagram mainly. I'm still going to do like shorts on YouTube, but that's going to be about it. And yeah, I hope you continue following me on that video journey. The other thing is I'm going to basically triple down on my podcasts. So I have in total 3 podcasts. One probably not the most interesting for you guys. It's a German-speaking poker podcast, like poker lifestyle, poker news kind of stuff. And then I have one in German, which is about minimalism, where I also talk about like the digital nomad life and all that. And I have an English one called Nice and Sunny, just like this channel. And this is where I talk about this kind of stuff, you know, traveling the world, learnings and all this kind of stuff, just in audio version. So yeah, if you want to keep following me, there's plenty of ways to do it, just not in this Follow My Week format. All right. Thank you very much for watching, for those of you that did, and see you on the other side. Bye.